In our continuing coverage of Toby Keith's passing, we're taking a look at his impact on the world of music. This is actually a look at new video from the Fox 23 Skyview drone of a tribute outside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Catoosa, which I don't know that you can actually see it from that angle, but you saw at the very beginning.
Yeah, you saw it on the digital billboard, but now the casino is lit up in red, white, and blue. There's that digital billboard. We told you at the top of the hour about the singer's death and some of the impact he had on the community.
Fox 23's Amy Hybels went to the Hard Rock today and learned how music venues in Green Country are remembering Toby Keith's performances here.
Tributes keep pouring in from his hometown of Moore, Oklahoma, to the BOK Center in Tulsa, which says they were once lucky enough to have hosted an incredible show of his. Toby played a Takamine guitar. A signed guitar now sits outside the entrance to the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, where Keith helped open the Toby Keith I Love This Bar and Grill back in 2009. GM Martin Madewell talks about the impact Keith had on the music world.
You know, you think about just longevity. You know, I remember being a kid in the early 90s, you know, and that was the first phase of Toby Keith. And it's like he just kept on and had this resurgence, you know, in the 2000s, and really became just synonymous with country music.
We asked Madewell about his favorite Toby Keith song.
There's so many, but Should Have Been a Cowboy is just such an iconic song.
It was also his breakout hit. Also among his 20 #1 Billboard hits, Beer for My Horses, a duet with Willie Nelson.
Beer for My Horses, yeah. Red Solo Cup, that was another good one. I mean, a lot of great songs. So, Oklahoma has always had that rich legacy of country music, but Toby Keith really created his own chapter and something we all grew up with. We've heard it when we were kids, we hear it today, and we'll always hear it. It's a legacy that's going to live on forever.
Keith, who was diagnosed with stomach cancer in 2022, still performed at the People's Choice Country Awards last year, where he received the Country Icon Award. He played Don't Let the Old Man In, a song about facing mortality that he had written for Clint Eastwood's movie The Mule. Now, the entire complex out here will be lit up in red, white, and blue the rest of the week as a tribute to Toby Keith, who wrote courtesy of the red, white, and blue after 9/11. He was also known for his strong support of the U.S. military. In Catoosa, covering News That Matters, I'm Amy Hybels, Fox 23 News.
Governor Kevin Stitt ordered all flags on state property to be lowered to half-staff statewide in honor of Keith until Wednesday night.
Meanwhile, when learning of his death, the Oklahoma House of Representatives momentarily halted their first full day of legislative session work to honor him. We told you Keith grew up in Moore, Oklahoma. We learned he was personal friends since childhood with that man right there, State Representative Mark McBride, who represents part of that city.
McBride shared what his recent and final conversation with Keith was like. He said he could clearly tell he was no longer himself.
You know, the guy was not only Oklahoma a treasure, but a national treasure. You know, I just had texted him a few days ago. I could tell that at the time that he probably wasn't feeling too well. Usually he has something upbeat to say, like I'm kicking high and farting loud or something like that, you know. But that was Toby, you know. But this time he just had 2 surgeries and he wasn't feeling well. So that wasn't really the normal response I got. But we still have
State Representative Tammy West, who was in the Speaker's chair during the moment of silence, called Keith a great American who leaves behind a great legacy.
Once more time has passed, the House hopes to honor Keith in a more formal ceremony on the floor.
Toby Keith was also an avid OU football fan. The OU Athletics Department posted this tribute to him today. The department said, quote, "It's a profoundly sad reality to exist in a world where Toby doesn't." The Sooners referred to Keith as, quote, "an American icon and a stalwart Sooner." OU continued, quote, "We thank him for the unwavering support he always gave, his generosity as a human being, and the countless smiles and memories he created here in Oklahoma and around the world."